Suppose you want to travel to Delhi from Ranchi. Now, what you see is, you see the distance. The distance you see in kilometers. Suppose you want to measure the length of your hair. What length you use? You use centimeters or millimeters. So depending upon the distance, we use various units. So for measurement, we use various units. Now let us see them. Suppose we want to measure length. Suppose we want to measure length. Now, in order to measure length, we use the unit meter. There are various other units also which can be used for measuring length. Let us first use the prefix, and then we'll come to the actual units. So what I've used is, I've used milli, then I've used centi, deci, deca, hecto and kilo. Suppose we want to measure length. We know that length is measured in meter. So we'll write here meter. Similarly, all these units will become millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, then comes meter, decameter, hectometer and kilometer. So this is the prefix we'll use. And remember that these units are in ascending order. That means millimeter is the smallest unit, and here kilometer is the largest unit. Suppose we want to measure distance. Suppose we want to measure mass. And you know that mass is measured in gram. So here we'll have gram. Similarly, the other units will become milligram, centigram, decigram, it's gram here, decagram, hectogram and kilogram. So this is how we'll use the prefix, and the other part will remain the same. Suppose you want to measure capacity. For capacity, we'll be using liter. Similarly, the other units will become milliliter, centiliter, deciliter, liter, decaliter, hectoliter and kiloliter. Remember, each value is 10 times of the value which precedes it. Now, for example, 1 centiliter is equal to 10 milliliter. Similarly, 1 deciliter is equal to 10 centiliter. 1 decaliter is equal to 10 liter. So, if you want to change 1 liter into milliliter, for example, if you want to change 1 liter into milliliter, we move 1, 2, 3. So we move 3 places. So 1 liter will be equal to 1 liter will be equal to 10 into 10 into 10, that is 1000 milliliter. Suppose we want to change kiloliter into liter. Okay. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, 3 places. So here we have again so 1 kiloliter is equal to 1000 liter. Similarly, if you want to change liter into centiliter, so it goes 2 places. So 1 liter will be equal to 10 into 10, that is 100 centiliter. So this is how we use measurements and the conversion of their units. Now let's come to the sixth part, which is the Indian and the international system. Okay. Let us first learn about the Indian system, and then we'll come to the international system. We can name it as periods. In crores, we have 10 crore and crore. In lakhs, we have 10 lakhs and lakhs. In thousands, we have 10,000 and 1,000. In ones period, we'll have hundreds, tens, and units. This is how we write in Indian system. Let us come to the international system. Now, in international system, we have billions, millions, thousands, and ones as well. So let's come to the billions period. Let us name it as periods. In billions, we have 100 billion. International system, we have billions period, millions period, thousands period, and ones period. In billions period, we have 100 billion, 10 billion, and billion. In millions period, we have 100 million, 10 million, and million. Similarly, in thousands period we have 100,000, 10,000 and 1,000. In ones period we have 100, tens and units. So if we compare the Indian system with the international system, here we have crores, lakhs, thousands and ones, and in international system we have billions, millions, thousands and ones. Here we have 10 crore, then crore, 10 lakh, then lakh, 10,000, then thousand, 100, tens and units. In comparison to Indian system, in international system we have 100 billion, 10 billion, billion, then comes 100 million, 10 million and million, then comes 100,000, 10,000, 1,000, then 100, tens and units. So far we have learned about the 6 topics. Now let us come to the last topic, that is estimation of numbers. Now let us understand estimation of numbers. Now first of all, let us understand why do we estimate numbers. You know that large values are very difficult to calculate at times. So what we do is, we round it off to the nearest hundreds or thousand to make it more easier for calculating. So here in estimation of numbers, we learn how to round off the numbers to the nearest hundreds or tens and then evaluate or then operate on it. So now let's come to estimation of numbers. Let us take an example. We have 476 and we have 936. Now let us find out the sum of these two numbers. We have 476 and 936. Always remember, when you are told to find out the sum of these two numbers, first of all you will estimate and then you will find out the sum. Remember this process. First of all you will estimate and then you will find out the sum. So here, for example, if I tell you to round off these two numbers to the nearest 100, so first of all you will estimate these two numbers to the nearest 100. Let us estimate it. We have 476 here. Now if any number is more than 50 or 50 or more than 50, it will get into the next hundreds. If the number is less than 50, the hundreds will remain as it is. For example, if it is 476, this is 476. Now 476 is greater than 450. So therefore, 476 will become 500. If this number 476 would have been lesser than 450, then 400 would have remained as 400. But since it is greater than 450, so 476 will become 500. Here we have 936. 936, see the last two digits. It is 36, which is less than 50. So 936 will remain as 900. Now we want to add them up. So 500 and 900 added together will give you 1400 as the answer. So always remember